What does it take to win a mental health disability case in 2023? I'm Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney. I represent clients in all 50 states, and I'm able to do that because disability hearings, which is where you would get in front of a judge, they are held by telephone or by video. So it does not limit either of us geographically. I'm able to represent clients no matter where you live. And if I can be of help to you, please visit me online at ssdanswers.com. I want to talk to you today about what I think it takes to win a mental health disability case. And this could be depression, anxiety, PTSD, things like that, the things that you see often. Now, there are other mental health conditions, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and I think this applies generally to those as well. Those obviously tend to be even more serious, and obviously that's going to make it a little easier to win a disability case if you've got a really significant diagnosis and you're under significant treatment with heavy-duty medications. Generally speaking, though, if it's depression, anxiety, PTSD, what judges are expecting to see is some level of severity. And what I mean by that would be they're going to expect to see evidence that you have been to an inpatient psychiatric hospitalization. They want to see evidence there have been suicide attempts, recent, not just 15 years ago, but something fairly recent. They want to see evidence you're having ongoing treatment with a psychiatrist, and that the psychiatrist is struggling to find a combination of medications that will control your symptoms. They want to see evidence of treatment with a therapist, if that's appropriate, where the therapist is having difficulty or the records reflect ongoing problems you have of maintaining emotional stability. I think non-medical evidence can be very important. Statements, and this can be, it doesn't have to be notarized, it can just be statements in a letter form or on a Social Security form 795, where a former coworker or even a friend can talk about the struggles you're having with mental health and the practical issues you're having, crying spells, for example, or episodes where you can't get out of bed, or your difficulty dealing with sort of day-to-day activities. That's the level of depression, anxiety, PTSD you need to have. If you've got bipolar disorder, how often are you having the really lows? And what does that mean? How often are you having the highs? What does the mania mean? If you've got schizophrenia, do you have trouble dealing with your normal survival activities? I mean, just feeding yourself, caring for your personal needs, things like that. That's the level of severity you've got to have. Now, I think that a lot of people, especially in the last couple of years because of this pandemic, there's a lot of people with a certain level of anxiety and depression. A lot of us work out of the house. And if you're used to working with a lot of people, working by yourself can be a little bit depressing. If you're in pain, that can be depressing. Sometimes that can be what they call situational depression, where it's based on being uncomfortable or in pain or having a life change, losing your house or having your family break up, things like that. Those things can certainly contribute to a disability case if there's other things as well. You have severe back pain and you have some depression being associated with being in constant pain all the time, that might help you win a grid rule case or grid rule argument. But generally speaking, if you're trying to argue for disability purely based on mental health conditions, you've got to have something more than kind of a mild to moderate level of depression or anxiety or PTSD. You need something more than your family doctor giving you a psychotropic medication. You really need to be under the treatment of a psychiatrist. There needs to be, again, evidence that the psychiatrist is having trouble getting your symptoms under control. If you're treating at the VA, that's a little problematic because the VA tends to do a lot of group therapy that does not generate reports or records that document the severity of your condition. The VA also tends to overprescribe medications, so people feel like I'm a zombie, I can't take all these medications. They stop taking them. That's very common. They don't take all the medications the VA prescribed, and then they've got to now explain to the judge why they're being quote-unquote non-compliant with medications. And of course, if they're not taking the medications, then what does that mean in terms of their functioning? So my point here is that to win mental health case, depression, anxiety, PTSD, bipolar, your symptoms have got to be really, really significant. The level of treatment's got to be pretty intense, and it's got to be more than situational. It's got to be more than, again, what I would call mild to moderate. And I think if it is more mild to moderate, there's got to be something else in addition to just the mental health condition itself. Realize depression, anxiety, these are really common ailments that Social Security sees. So people apply for disability. Obviously, back pain's a big one, but depression is a big one. I would say when I talk to 10 or 15 people a day, 14 out of the 15 are going to tell me they have a level of depression, and that's understandable. I mean, you can't work, you can't exercise, you can't do the things you want to do. It interferes with your personal relationships, your family relationships. There's going to be a level of depression. So judges see that all the time. The question is, how do you get it from sort of this moderate level where it's bothersome, but it's not inherently disabling from work, to the level where it's so high that you simply can't function at a job? That's really the question to ask, and that's really what the evidence will tell us. If you'd like me to take a look, please visit me online at ssdanswers.com. I've got a place there where you can request a form there. You can request a case evaluation. I'm happy to do that. Take a look at it for you. I've also got a link where you can download my Secret Sorting Disability Survival Kit. This is something that I've really put together over the last several years, and I've been doing this kind of work for close to 30 years now. And a lot of the things I've learned, I've kind of put into the survival kit. As you see from my video channel, I like to share what I know. I think it's important to do so. And this is kind of a written version of a lot of the stuff you hear on the videos or see in the videos. So please download it. I think you'll find it very, very useful. Again, if I can be of help to you, no matter where you live, please reach out to me. My name is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I do wish you the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.